your home for the NBA.
Our starting lineup begins in Big D. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Thunder, Mavs, both superstars go for 40. But Dirk was record-breaking. We break it all down. Chicago's been home to many great stars, but none bigger than Michael Jordan. We'll tell you why 2 stars from today still want to be like Mike. In Game 1, the Chicago Bulls showed why they have the league's best defense, how they shut down the Heat in the second half, and how it will affect Game 2 is coming your way. It's time to play the lottery. Tonight, Secaucus, a good luck charm, brings a little bit of light to the city by the lake. What's not to like? We'll explain. And at this time of the year, everyone taking their games to another level, especially Dirk. We've got the top plays of the night straight ahead. Let's go. Oh, here we are. What's up? Welcome into the latest edition of NBA Tonight. You know the faces. He's the sharpshooter, Tim Legler. I am Jonathan Coachman. It's been a long road to the Western Conference Finals, but for just the second time since 1998, neither the Lakers nor the Spurs will represent the West in the NBA Finals. Who will it be? Let's go. Game 1, Thunder Mavs. Lakes, we thought this was going to be a close series, a fun series. Game 1 did not disappoint. Dirk, a red-hot start.
Spectacular. You've got 2 great offensive teams in this one, so you know there's going to be some fireworks. But Dallas came out obviously wanting to establish Dirk Nowitzki. They don't feel like Oklahoma City has the individual personnel to guard him. He got warm early.
Dirk scored 10 of the first 12 Maverick points. But Kevin Durant, he had a big first quarter, too. How about 13 points on 5 of 5 shooting here, beating the buzzer? Thunder up by 7.
Great awareness, length to the court, 3.5 seconds off the board. Takes about 5 dribbles here to get all the way to the other end. Dirk reluctant to want to foul him. Kevin Durant gets it off right before the buzzer.
After that 8-day layoff, there was some rust in the first quarter. The Mavs managed just 20. Second quarter, though, they would start to fill it up. Again, we go ESPN Access, Dirk, Jason to Jason.
One of the few times in the game they doubled Dirk Nowitzki, and you see why they're reluctant to. Great ball movement leads to a 3-pointer by Jason Terry.
The Mavericks now up by 1, and they are running, and look at Dirk.
Very smart. Normally he will trail the play at the top of the key. That time he saw a seam, turned the corner, got to the rim for a 3-point play.
Dirk would complete the 3-point play. In fact, he didn't miss all night from the free throw line. Page of the 3 there. Mavs up by 7. They closed the first half on a 16-3 run. Early third. The Thunder down by 7. What a play by Russell Westbrook.
Really struggled to put the ball in the basket, particularly finishing around the rim, but right there, nice cut, gets a 3-point play, keeping Oklahoma City in it.
Westbrook just 3 of 15 from the floor. He had 20, but Dirk, no answer for him all night. There, backing down, then here on Kendrick, the fake, and he was just butter.
Phenomenal rhythm. Take a look at the pace on this ball fake. Not in too much of a hurry. Gets Perkins a flyby, steps in. That's an easy 10-foot shot.
Through 3 quarters, 38 points, 10 of 12 shooting, 18 for 18 from the free throw line. And how about the little guy, J.J. Barea?
You don't have enough on your hands dealing with Dirk Nowitzki. Now J.J. Barea comes off the bench and really blows this thing wide open repeatedly, getting to the rim. They even brought Nate Robinson in the game thinking with his size maybe he can stay in front of Barea, but he hasn't played much in the playoffs. He looked pretty stiff when he was out there. Barea took advantage of him as well.
Jason Kidd loves the Barea, 21 points in 16 minutes. But the Thunder would not go away. Kevin Durant again. Thunder just down by 5.
If Dirk Nowitzki doesn't go off the way he does, all we're talking about right now is how well Kevin Durant played. But instead, it was Dirk Nowitzki's night right there. The ball fake and a couple more free throws.
And that free throw was record-breaking. 22 for 22, breaking Paul Pierce's playoff record. But then Durant, another long 3. He had 40. Thunder trail by 7, but this night was all about 41 in white.
Just special. I mean, that right here. Hand up. See, this isn't bothering a shooter. A hand in your face doesn't bother you. A hand up where you're releasing the basketball bothers you, and Oklahoma City didn't do enough of that on Dirk Nowitzki. Here he puts the ball on the floor. You've got to come help the way he's flowing. And Jason Terry with a big dagger in the corner, spotting up. Good closeout by Westbrook, but it's too late.
Jason Terry went for 24 off the bench. Dirk goes for 48. A perfect 24 for 24 from the free throw line. More on that in a moment. 121 to 112. That is your final. You look at the lines. Great games by a lot of people. For Dirk, is his 6th career 40-point playoff game, 2 shy of his playoff career high of 50. The Mavs have now won Game 1 in each of their 3 playoff series this postseason. Since losing Game 4 the first round to Portland, the Mavs have now won 7 straight games. They're rolling. Hey, Dirk, what was the key to your big night?
Well, I was really looking to shoot early and really was able to get my rhythm, made the first couple shots, and that's always big for a shooter. And after that, just kept attacking. I mean, my team was feeding me and had some matchups out there with some smaller guys, and was able to take advantage.
Once again, your bench went for over 50 points, including 12 straight by J.J. Barea. Describe his effort and that group's effort.
Yeah, that pick and roll was working there in the fourth quarter. We ran a straight side pick and roll or some high screen roll. He was able to get in the lane when they went under. He knocked some big threes in today, so it was big. Our bench has been great for us all season long, and they came through today.
Well, Dirk was historic in plenty of ways in this game, but this one might have been the biggest. He took 24 free throws. He made 24 free throws. Not only is that the best shooting performance from the free throw line in playoff history, it's the best in regular season history, too, for the playoffs. Check this out. Dirk has shot 103 free throws, and he's missed 8. Flip side, the Thunder, they have got some work to do. They gave up 121 in Game 1.
We got to come with a better effort, next game. I think we were down 14, but we fought back and made it a game. And we just got to keep pushing and stay positive and get ready for Game 2.
Offensively, we were fine. Defensively, we just have to do a better job of stopping their players. Their starters, I don't know how many points they ended up with, but one guy had 48 points, and our starters played well, but we have to figure out ways to stop those 3 guys. They impact the game.
Now lost in the performance by Dirk was Kevin Durant going for 40. It's just the 3rd time in playoff history that opponents each scored 40 in a Game 1. Durant had never scored 40 in a playoff game before this year, but now he has 3 40-point games this postseason. No one else has more than 1. All right, we're going to start with Dirk Nowitzki, Lakes. And how important was his start to the game for how things would go later in the game?
It really set up what happened in the second half of the game. When you come out as a shooter, you're able to get into your rhythm quickly. Well, now, as a defense, you really got your hands full, and I love the way they established him. All he's doing right here is working on Serge Ibaka. You see, he's not forced to put the ball on the floor. He's just using his jab step. These aren't replays. These are all different possessions to get space and rise up and knows he's got that high release. He can get it off whenever he wants. You see Oklahoma City not wanting to come double team. That's their strategy early in the game. Well, now this sets up the third quarter when a multitude of defenders try their hands on Dirk Nowitzki, and now they're trying to be more physical, trying to make him put the ball on the floor. The problem is they're repeatedly fouling him when he's not even in shooting motion. These are all on-the-floor fouls. And eventually, Dirk Nowitzki single-handedly puts a couple guys on the bench in foul trouble and puts his team in the bonus. He shoots 13 free throws in the quarter. At least here, against a smaller defender, you forced him to go to the rim. At least you foul him on a shooting foul. Here, once again, the up fake. Now he gets fouled. Cephalosha reaches in. Dirk Nowitzki controlled the entire game from the free throw line in the third quarter. And why is that so critical? Because if you're Oklahoma City, when you spend the entire quarter taking the ball out of the net, watching the other team's best player make free throws, you can't run, you can't get any early offense, you have no rhythm whatsoever on that end of the floor because there's a constant stoppage in play on your defensive end. I thought a lot of the fouls, frankly, were silly fouls. Overly aggressive, trying to battle him from behind. Never saw them try to front him. I never saw them really double team him in the quarter, except one time. You've got to mix up how you play a guy this great. And I thought he caught the ball in his sweet spot too easily the entire night. And when you did try to get physical, all you were doing was committing silly, over-aggressive fouls when he already had the basketball. They didn't adjust to the officiating either. So from a defensive standpoint, that's as bad as it gets for Oklahoma City in that quarter, how they defended a great player. I'm not taking anything away from him. The ball left his hands 39 times headed toward the rim, and it went in 36 of those times. It's an absurd number. You couldn't even do it before the game warming up if you wanted to. So I'm not taking anything away from what we just witnessed. One of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen. But Oklahoma City has a lot of adjustments that they can and will make for Game 2.
And when you look at it, 15 shots, 48 points. It's really remarkable no matter how
Absolutely.
you slice it up.
Mind-boggling.
All right, still to come here on the show. In the 90s, he was the man. Michael Jordan idolized by millions. We'll tell you how Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade have used his airness as motivation. The last 3 years, it's been Rose, Griffin, and Wall. Tonight, the 2011 NBA Draft Lottery took place. Who would defy the odds and bring home the overall #1 pick? Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade are part of the new gold standard in the NBA. Two young superstars from the city of Chicago who, like millions of others, idolized Michael Jordan growing up. When his airness left the city in 1998, there were many who said it would be decades before we would see a game changer like that again. Well, they might not be MJ, but Wade has proven his worth, and D. Rose has people thinking not replace, but reload.
Wade breaks his ankles with another deceptive move.
Derrick Rose, your MVP.
Oh, the finish, Dwayne Wade.
Oh my goodness, that was nasty. You gotta love Derrick Rose.
Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose spent their childhoods in Michael Jordan's Chicago. So for years, they tried to copy every shot he made. Now, the two kids who just wanted to be like Mike are all grown up and competing for a berth in the NBA Finals.
It just gave us a blueprint of what to do. MJ was an inspiration, as a basketball player. The things he did, athleticism he had, you wanted all that, and so we went out and we practiced that. So, he just gave us, a lot of hope. If he can do it, why not us?
He was Mr. Chicago. He was Chicago. I don't think it was one person in Chicago that didn't like him.
Do you think that you could be that person for Chicago now?
I could try. If anything, me and my teammates can try to bring excitement, just try to win games, and I think the city's in a pretty good mood right now.
Chicago is in an excellent mood right now, watching two of its favorite sons. Wade grew up around the South Side, Rose in Inglewood, and both have been among the NBA's brightest lights this season.
When me and D. Rose made the All-Star game, in the backcourt with Chicago backcourt, I talked to him. I told him, this is great for our community. This is great from where we come from, and the kids that, that look up to us.
All this is like a dream come true, playing for my hometown and bringing some excitement back to the city. I think that they deserve it.
The city almost got both Rose and Wade playing for their hometown when Wade seriously considered signing with the Bulls as a free agent this past summer. It was not the first time the two had nearly played together. In 2008, Wade sat at the NBA Draft Lottery expecting Miami to win the first pick. Instead, the ping pong ball bounced to Chicago, which grabbed Rose.
Obviously, everyone knew Derrick Rose was going to be the #1 pick. It was close, very close then, one pick away. In free agency, one team away. It was between Miami and Chicago.
While he didn't decide to play here, Wade does still keep a residence here. In fact, he had his Heat teammates over to his place Tuesday night to watch the Thunder Mavericks game on his big screen TV. It's a nice perk of playing in Eastern Conference Finals in your hometown, although when Wade remembers being a little kid watching Michael Jordan, he says the real perk is going to be the ripple effect of him and Rose both playing in this series.
To see two guys from Chicago in the Eastern Conference Finals, battling each other, something that someone that's 7, 8, 9 right now is looking at, and one day, they'll be that person.
It means a lot to Chicago. If anything, it gives hope back to the kids that are playing basketball, knowing that you can get here one day. Nothing should be able to hold you back.
All right, that's Rachel Nichols reporting. Now, Wade and Rose might have grown up idolizing Jordan, but they've already put themselves in similar company with the pace they've set. Jordan won his first MVP in his 4th year. Rose did it in his 3rd. And Jordan didn't win a title till his 7th season. But Wade got there in his 3rd. All right, let's discuss the Bulls and the Heat. Game 1, terrific defense by Chicago, especially in the second half. What made them so difficult in those final 24 minutes?
Well, no team in the league closes off penetration better than the Chicago Bulls. For 3 years, it was the Boston Celtics. Now it's the Bulls as the gold standard for how you defend in the half court. And you saw a lot of that in game one. And it's all responsible. Tom Thibodeau, training camp. This is where you institute this. But take a look at the way this team plays in the half court. The first thing is take away middle. Look at the way Luol Deng is crowding LeBron James, forcing him baseline, knowing that's where the rotation is going to pick him up. And look at the ground Noah covers to meet him at the rim, make sure he doesn't get up anything clean, and then don't foul him. Here, same thing, Dwayne Wade. Force him baseline. This time it's going to be Luol Deng rotating down from the foul line to meet him outside the lane and force him to take a tough contested shot and then finish with the defensive rebound. Here, once again, it's Deng meeting Dwayne Wade halfway up the lane, not at the rim when he gets into the launching pad. And then finally, one more time, Omer Asik, it's his turn to come and rotate. The activity level of the Chicago big guys, and even you saw in that case Luol Deng a couple of times, is so good, and they cover so much ground. They are going to force the Miami Heat to do one of two things: either make a tough contested shot over an outstretched hand at the rim, and we're not going to foul you, or make a pass to a role player in the perimeter for an open shot. They'll live with that. That's why Chris Bosh had 30 points. They'll take that every game in the series if they can hold down Dwayne Wade, LeBron James the way they did. That's where their focus is. That's where their focus should be, and they executed it to perfection in Game 1.
All right, Game 2 Wednesday night at the United Center. Game 3 not until all the way on Sunday. Now, not all the attention tonight was on Dallas. Secaucus, New Jersey, the site of the NBA draft lottery. Teams hoping for that overall #1 pick. They think it's going to be Kyrie Irving. Now, there was a special good luck charm in the house. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert, his son Nick, 14 years old. Sound full.
This second pick will be made by the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that means the #1 pick in the 2011 NBA draft belongs to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
There's a new beginning, Cleveland. We're coming back.
Well, the theme tonight was what's not to like. That was really a feel-good moment for Cleveland and their fans tonight.
Oh, you've got to think almost apropos. They end up with the #1 pick after the year that they had.
So here's how it all breaks down. The top 10 picks in the draft. The Cavs will have 2 of the top 4 picks, and they can thank the Clippers. That's where they got one of those picks from. The NBA draft comes your way June 23rd. Still to come, we head back to Dallas. Legs will tell you how the littlest guy in a house came up so big for the Babs. We're back. Okay, the power performance of the night could go to none other than Dirk Nowitzki. There's a short list of active players with more career 40-point playoff games than Dirk. Shaq, Kobe, LeBron. Pretty good company. Plus, it took Dirk only 15 field goal attempts to get there. Here's Kevin Durant on not being able to stop Nowitzki.
It's frustrating, but we have to keep our composure. We know we got to continue to play our game. Like I said, we have to make adjustments, but we can't get discouraged. You know, he's a good player. He's going to make shots. He's going to make off-balance shots with a hand in his face, but we can't get discouraged. We got to keep pushing, keep sticking with our concepts, and go from there. And I think that next game will be a little different.
Hopefully he misses a shot every now and then, but tonight he had a rhythm. He had a rhythm that I don't know if the ball even hit the rim.
Dirk's going to be sore tomorrow. 7 different defenders fouled him. 16 total fouls in the game. More than half of the fouls that the Thunder committed were against Dirk. All right, the other big storyline from this game, the little guy, J.J. Barea. 21 points, 8 of 12 shooting in just 16 minutes. You were surprised against such an athletic team he was able to do so much.
I really did. I thought J.J. Barea was going to have a much more difficult time impacting the series the way he did in the Lakers series, just because of the athleticism on the perimeter that he didn't face in either of the first 2 rounds. But it wasn't the case. He was sensational again in this one, repeatedly in the lane. And a lot of it has to do with Oklahoma City's back line of defense. I mean, you're letting this guy be a finisher at the rim, step up the lane, and force him to distribute sometimes. I think too often he's going in there intent on trying to get the ball up to the basket. If you meet need him this deep in the paint, he's going to do that. And here, Nate Robinson, that's just a blow-by with no resistance whatsoever and nobody on the backside to help you out. Here, he turns a corner on pick and roll because Ibaka is afraid to leave Dirk Nowitzki. So J.J. Barea read every situation, and he destroyed them once again at a critical time in the game. He took over the game when Dirk was even out of the game for a while, late third, early fourth quarter.
At some point, we're all going to start respecting this guy's game.
He really has turned into a phenomenal NBA player the way he can take over games.
Okay. When we come back, one final look at a virtuoso performance for that man right there.
Oh, he backs it in. A little bit of everything from Dirk Nowitzki. He is putting on a shooting clinic.
All right, Hoop Hero time. Legs, what do you got?
Let me think here. Let's go with Dirk Nowitzki.
Way to get creative.
Nobody has been more unkind to Nets than Dirk Nowitzki was in this game. I think he hit the rim twice. Phenomenal shooting performances, one of the best I've ever seen, obviously. Dirk Nowitzki, 48 points.
All right, our next show Wednesday night, 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. As we say goodbye, one more look at Dirk's great, great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Spins around him and throws it down. Nowitzki again. Nowitzki with a hand in his face. 6 for 6 from the field. Nowitzki remains perfect.
On Dirk, you know he's going to make shots, right? Every time down the court, I don't care what he did the last trip, just do your best the next time down, okay?
Collison now on Nowitzki. Off balance. Look at that touch. Nowitzki cutting to the basket. And a foul. Oh, he banks it in. A little bit of everything from Dirk Nowitzki. He is putting on a shooting clinic.
If I'm Serge Ibaka, I'm naming my first son Dirk. This has been unbelievable.